guys, we're back again here, and today I decided to do something more exciting. As you can see, this is very different from what I did last time. Nice, beautiful, golden brown smoky eye with a very small little wing. So I hope you all enjoy. Let's get to it. Ooh, it's hard to see in this bright light. Sorry. The Jaclyn Hill palette. Mine is the old palette. I know there's like controversy about this now, but I have the old one, so I'm gonna use it. Oh, now we're going to take some Kat Von D tattoo liner, and this is the dark brown shade, which is Mad Max Brown, and we're going to do tiny little wing, very small little wing, because wings are hard. So there we have it, our little wing, curly eyelashes. Take out your foundation. I use the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation in shade 0.3. That tells you how pale I am. And I just like to put a little bit on the back of my hand, just a tiny bit, and then I use my fingers because I'm too lazy to use brushes. And then a tiny bit on my chin because I do have some residual scarring from being a college student. A lot of the times I will take a blender and just take a blender. Mine's Eco Tools, I think. I'll just take a blender and I'll go through and just make sure everything is nice and smoothed out, because sometimes when you use your fingers, it doesn't look like nice and smooth. I'm going to take some concealer. Mine is Innisfree, shade number 1, but it's like the pinky salmon one instead of the more like yellow toned ones. This one is supposed to cancel out your dark circles. I wish I had the other shade, but they didn't have any. So here we are using this one, and I'll just do a tiny little bit. So if you use too much, it can tend to like crease in the small lines in your eyes, so be cautious of that if you're going to get this concealer. And I'll just take and blend it out with my sponge. If I'm doing just a regular like everyday look, normally I'll just blend it out with my fingers. Make sure when you're blending, especially if it's a color that's a little bit too pink, the undertone's a little bit wrong, make sure you blend right here. Because I've noticed with myself, I tend to forget to blend that spot, and so then I've got this weird little patch of like the wrong color. Brow gel. I don't feel like filling my brows in today, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to use this brow gel. It is tinted. It is Innisfree Skinny Brow Mascara in shade number 3, Brown. fluffy and wispy than I used to. It's really hot right here. Got sunlight right on me. So first I'm going to take this shade, which is that pinky brown that I put in the crease earlier, and I'm going to take, this isn't really meant for this, I'm going to tap it off a lot because I don't want a ton under my eyes. And then we're going to just go and blend it under there, just to give ourselves a little bit more shadow and definition. Tap it off again. And I was going to add a different, like, darker color. Should I do that? Yeah, we're gonna take the even darker brown that we used again and almost like line the bottom. So I don't feel like doing like a pencil liner down there because it's too dark for me. So we're gonna take and line like the very edge of your lashes. Nothing too crazy though. Don't make it too dark. Just enough to really give it more oomph. I'm going to take the Soph X Original Palette with Makeup Revolution, and I'm going to take this one. I think she calls it Fairy Lights. I'm going to take Fairy Lights and in the inner corner, because it's so pretty. Look at it. Oh, I love it so much. I'm going to put it in the inner corner, white, like shimmery and glittery. Not glittery, but it's very shimmery. It's really pretty. If you take a tiny bit and put it on your cheeks, it's really pretty. I've gotten a new one that I'm trying because my other one was too old. So I'm trying the Super Long Lash Cara from Innisfree again. You can tell I kind of like the brand. And this is the Long Lash one. They have a volume one too, but I'm trying out the Long Lash one for right now. It's quite a wet mascara, so I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. And it has fibers in it, which I didn't know when I bought it. Like it's very natural. I had too much coffee. My hands are shaking. The other thing about this mascara is it does take quite a long time to dry. So if you're going to use it on your lower lashes, make sure you really don't look down while you're waiting for it to dry, because you will get little dots all underneath your under eyes. My Balm Volume 2 palette that you saw last time, and I'm going to use the bronzer in it today. The bronzer in here is the Bahama Mama bronzer, if you have that one. It's very nice, it's very warm, very pigmented, so if you're going to use it and you're very fair like I am, or very pale, I know some people don't like the term fair. If you're really pale, make sure you use a light hand. It's a waste, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're pale. Believe it or not, I'm actually like kind of tan right now. I know that's really hard to believe, but I went on vacation. I guess that was a few months ago now, but we've been in self-quarantine here in China for like 2 months now, so it feels like my vacation was actually like really not that long ago because I haven't really done much since. Just enough to make yourself look a little bit more sun-kissed. And I'm also going to take the blush from here as well, and I'm going to use the Frat Boy blush. It's like a peachy pink. And I just use a very light hand with blush because I kind of have a complex about my cheeks looking red because my cheeks get really pink naturally. So I'm a little bit like paranoid about putting too much blush on. Even though I know lots of blush is like trendy right now. Go back into Soph, and I'm gonna take this shade and this shade. So this light reddy brown and then this dark warm brown. And I'm gonna mix them together. I'm gonna tap them off just a tiny bit. And I'm gonna add some more freckles. I do naturally have freckles, but sometimes it's fun to just enhance them a little bit. And this like mixture of shades is almost like my natural freckle color. So it's a pretty good one to use. so you can see, just adds a little bit more freckles. Blend them out a little bit with your fingers so that they don't look too fake. So I do have a Becca highlighter. It's the most expensive item of makeup that I own. She bought me this for Christmas. So I don't care if it ever is expired. It probably is. I'm going to use it until it's gone. So I have Champagne Pop. You can see there's barely a dent in it. And I've literally had this for so long. It's not even funny. So just take a tap is enough. And then for me, it's kind of a dark highlight for my pale ass. So tap off, put it on your cheeks, and rejoice in how beautiful it looks. Oh yes, yes! I would love to get some of the Ofra highlighters, like the Pillow Talk and Star Island one. I really want to try that because it looks really pretty. Because then you can have a pink and a gold, or a pinky gold, which I love. I'll take my finger and put a tiny bit of this on my nose. Very lightly again, it's a little bit too dark. Oops, that was a lot. And then sometimes I'll do what all the beauty gurus do and put some on my lip, but I don't always do that, only sometimes. We're on to our last and final product. I'm going to use a lip color. This is actually a lip, it's kind of like a lip tint, but it's like a very moussey lip tint, and it is, again, from Innisfree, and it's the matte lip tint from Innisfree, and it is in shade 14. I think it's in shade 14. So I personally will take and wipe off the edges because these applicators really pick up a lot of pigment, and I'll like tap it. I'll tap it in the center like this. That's really attractive. Wow. And then I'll take and I'll blend it out. And with these lip colors, I would really recommend, you can do a full, like intense, full color, straight lines, harsh edges kind of a lip with them, but I do really recommend blending them out like this because they look really, really nice when you blend them, and they last a very long time. But if you have dry lips, you will need to either exfoliate before you use them or use some kind of lip balm for a while, like while you're doing the rest of your face, do like a really intense lip balm and then take it off and then put on your lip color because they do dry out your lips, so I wouldn't recommend them for everyday usage, but they're really pretty and they look very, very nice for a long time. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy this kind of golden eye. I was inspired by my Plant These, Save the Bees shirt. I hope you all enjoyed, and